to the Big Fat Quiz 2021. 2021 didn't seem that bad, but only because it came right after the bin fire that was 2020. Tonight, we'll be testing your knowledge, because no one's sick of constant testing this year, right? We just thought it would make a nice change to have Christmas fun rammed down your throats rather than a pointy stick. Let's meet the teams. One's up and coming, the other's up 5 times a night to have a wee. It's Judy Love and Jonathan Ross. It looks like Tinder's algorithm has messed it up again. It's James Acaster and Sarah Pascoe.
Too related.
I don't know who I'm being mean to in that joke.
Is it because we look too related? Like cousins who've turned up going, well, we did match.
Representing Coventry and South Shields, you know what that means. You might want to put the subtitles on. It's Sarah Millican and Gaz Khan.
We talk properly, don't we?
Yeah.
See, they're nodding.
I think we talk properly.
Yeah.
Judy, babes.
I don't know what you said. I don't know what...
You look fantastic this evening, Jonathan Ross. I mean, your whole team, the glamour.
We wanted to be a glamorous couple, a power couple out here.
We came matching. Do you know what I mean?
We spoke on the phone and we
Black
decided
and
what we're
gold.
going to wear. I got my nails done special for the occasion.
So did I.
Actually, what happened was I caught one in a drawer, so I just matched the rest up.
But now, team names. We need team names.
Yeah.
Judy, Jonathan, do you have a team name?
We had a chat, didn't we?
Yeah, and I think we're going to call it JJ Bringing Bling. They don't sound too impressed, but when we win, you will be.
Frankly, no
J&J.
offence to our other teams, but you already look as if you've won.
Yeah. That's me, you know. We're winners anyway.
I saw them all before the show. I just thought they hadn't got changed yet.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be like that this evening. Sarah James, what's your team name?
Well, before I knew James, I heard his girlfriend of the time slagging him off. And she was saying that she didn't like the way he dressed because he had a T-shirt that had glow-in-the-dark ghosts on it. And I thought that T-shirt sounded amazing and thought I'd really like to meet that person. And now I have, and he is a brilliant person. So I want us to be called Glow-in-the-Dark Ghosts.
I'm up for that. I loved that T-shirt and I miss it still to this day.
Where's it gone?
Where's it gone? I burnt it when we split up. And don't you ever leave me, dear cousin, or I'll do the same.
Guys, Sarah, what's your team going to be called this evening?
Well, we've sort of worked out between the two of us that we haven't really watched the news this year. Because it's been awful, Jimmy. So, we thought The Oblivious 2. That was our team name.
The Oblivious 2. It's like sort of a budget sequel to The Magnificent Seven. I love it. OK, let's get on with the show. Our first round is all about the year's big headlines. Back in July, Freedom Day meant COVID restrictions were lifted and our families could visit us whenever they wanted. But it wasn't all bad news. The Tory party were embroiled in a sleaze scandal. I personally think Tory MPs should be allowed to have second jobs, but only if that second job is emptying the dog shit bin in the park. COP26 was held in Glasgow. I'm not sure Glasgow is the right city if you're trying to convince the world it's worth saving. Well, let's get started with some quiz questions. So these are the headlines of the year.
Oh, OK. Shit.
So we have to answer these questions.
Judy, I appreciate you might not have seen much of the news this year, but you haven't ever seen this show, have you?
Of course I have.
I've never seen the confidence vanish from someone's face faster than Jonathan.
OK. January saw the inauguration of Joe Biden as US president, but what must-have fashion accessory worn at the ceremony prompted a Vermont schoolteacher to be swamped with over 18,000 orders.
Where's my buzzer? Where's
Joe
my
Biden
buzzer?
was inaugurated in January.
Judy was looking for her buzzer. I've explained that we don't use buzzers because this is an upmarket show and that we write the answers down.
Question number 2. Whose actions this year led to them being described as having as much passion as a sock, the overwhelming vibe of clumsy fumbling at a school disco, and being called a dirty sod by Adele? Gaz Khan, he's not watched the news, but he's got an answer.
We got
Of course, it wouldn't be the Big Fat Quiz without an appearance from the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School performing one of their unconventional school plays. All you have to do is tell me what events from this year they're acting out. Take a look.
Let's go! Shh. It's too windy. What a disaster. Hong Kong, get out of the way. I ran out of tea. Where's my Billy bookcase? I've lost £1 billion. Don't worry, we've got a plan. Yay, I'm free! Yay!
Do you think that parents might be, like, moving house to get into the catchment area for that school because they want their kids to get into show business early?
Really motivating their kids on day one. Look at me. Look at me. You get in there and you show that teacher you can be on Big Fat Quiz of the... Look at me! This is what we trained for.
Because they're very, very good.
Yeah, they're okay, they're fun. In September, the headlines were dominated by news of a petrol shortage in the UK. But what ironically named reporter did the BBC dispatch to cover the story?
It really was.
Put that.
OK.
Put that. Put that. That's very much the spirit of this quiz, summed up by James Acaster there. Put that.
That should have been our team name.
And for our final question in this round, it's over to one of the leading scientists behind the Oxford vaccine and literal lifesaver. It's the amazing Dr. Catherine Green.
Hi, Jimmy. I was proud to play a part in the global effort to develop the life-saving COVID vaccines. And as a music lover, I was delighted to see that the one and only Dolly Parton also had a part to play when she donated money to help fund the Moderna vaccine in the US. But can your teams tell me what she sang as she was receiving her jab?
Oh.
It's gettable. What did Dolly Parton sing as she was receiving her jab? Jonathan, Judy, you remember the whole quiz thing we said earlier about the writing down the answers?
I know, but we're
if you could, that'd be
conferring.
great.
We are delivering
Have you not
them
watched
to
University
us.
Challenge?
Yeah.
When two very intelligent people confer.
Yeah.
And then I say, nominate love. That means you've got to do it.
Okay.
Nominate Love is also the title of your soul album, isn't it?
My message to mankind.
Yeah. I nominate Love.
We've got to write in every single...
Every single answer we have to write down. It's a lot of writing.
Sorry, Judy, are we keeping you?
No, I'm not here. No.
Well, that was like a Jedi telling me to fuck off. That was remarkable. I love it if we've come up with a new version of this, which is... OK, time for the first set of answers. I asked you what item worn at the Biden inauguration became a must-have accessory. What did you think, guys?
We had an initial idea, and then we were like, oh, he's an uncle. And so uncles, they get cold, innit, outdoors.
Yeah.
And it, like, started getting my cogs turned. I was like, that's the uncle that was wearing...
Mittens.
Yes, the right answer. It's the right answer. There you go. I can tell you that Bernie Sanders, the senator, wore mittens made by Jen Ellis, a teacher and designer from Vermont, who then received 18,000 orders for them after the event. And she's now become so rich, she no longer supports Bernie Sanders. You got this, Sarah, yeah?
No, we actually didn't think about the politician. We were thinking more of the audience. So we thought about masks, and then we went to the hair and thought about scrunchies.
I don't know if Bernie Sanders often wears a scrunchie.
You can't prove that he's not wearing a scrunchie in that.
I don't think cold uncle's got one, but possibly.
No, I don't think he has.
Well, you can't penalise us for stuff that you can't prove.
Jonathan, Judy, what you got?
We knew this one, Jimmy, and we knew it because I was one of the people so moved by Sanders' display of sartorial elegance that I ordered a pair of my very own mittens.
OK, if you've just tuned in, Jonathan's midlife crisis is catching.
I'll take these off, 'cause I'm a bit hot indoors.
But we got the question right. We got the question right.
Yes.
You did. You got mittens. What have you written?
Mittens, not cat. Ran out of space.
Mittens, not kittens, would have been nicer, but mittens, not cats. I asked you whose actions led to them being described as a dirty sod by Adele. What did you all put?
Well, I remember when her album came out, she was talking a lot about her exes, so I put her ex-boyfriend, one of her ex-boyfriends.
Yeah, I can see what the logic is.
Yeah. Is that not right, Jimmy?
No. No, it isn't. But I mean, guys, Sarah, you've gone with...
Someone's dad?
Because remember, we established early on, based on our name, we don't know fuck all about what's going on.
It is someone's dad. I mean,
Is
that's
it?
not
Right.
it's not the answer I was looking for, but I mean, you're not wrong.
I mean, I feel like it's half a point.
How do they get that? We don't get scrunchy.
Oh, I'm not giving them nothing. I'm just saying. Now, Jonathan, Judy,
Yes.
Yes.
what you got?
We went with...
Matt Hancock,
We thought Matt Hancock, caught kissing in the hallway.
fumbling.
She would have seen it. I don't think she'd say it about one of her exes because she saves that for her songs.
Yeah.
She's not giving that away free.
It was, of course, Matt Hancock, after he was caught on CCTV in a clinch with his aide, Gina Coladangelo, in a flagrant breach of COVID guidelines. Let's have a look at the Casanova in action in this toe-curling and mysteriously filmed clip. There he is. Right, there... Oh, hang on. Is that toe-curling? Yeah, oh, hang on.
Look at him, right? You have to rate his self-confidence.
Yeah.
Because he looks like a guy that delivers the shag of a stiff ironing board, right? And he's just mashing gal in his office whilst at work in a very important position.
Obviously, what he did weren't right, but sometimes, you know, he's described as a bit of a nerd, and, you know, sometimes a bit of a nerd is good.
You like a nerd?
Yeah, because you get your things wet up, but at the same time, you could do your accounts as well. Like, I mean...
OK, you saw the children of Mitchellbrook Primary School doing one of their unconventional school plays. What story were they acting out? What do you think, sir?
We think it's when that big boat got stuck in the Suez Canal.
Do you know the name of the boat and the name of the captain of the boat?
Yeah, big boat, and it was Captain Careful.
It was Big Boat and it was Captain Careful, yes. The boat was actually called the... it's called the Ever Given. What, Jonathan, Judy, you get this?
There you go. Look, we said the same thing. The boat that got stuck in the Suez, we did know it was called the Ever Given. We
Yes.
also knew the captain's name was Careful.
Guys and Sarah, do you get this?
Yeah, the boat that got stuck. We also knew it was the Ever Given and the Careful and the... What I didn't know is that the crew were so young.
All right, points all round on that one. Well done. I asked you for the name of the BBC reporter sent to cover the story of the petrol shortage. What did you all put?
We've had two guesses, and we've guessed Sally Pumps, if it was a female reporter, and Steve Forecourt, if it was a male reporter.
Steve Forecourt is the right answer.
Wow.
Is he really?
No! Obviously not, Steve Forecourt.
You're not allowed to do that as quizmaster and say something's right for a laugh.
It is mean.
It's cruel.
It is cruel and unusual. Jonathan, Judy, did you get this?
Yes.
We had Tommy Petrol.
It's a strong name.
Tommy Petrol, he sounds cool.
He's a cool guy. He can hook you up with a 4-star, the 3-star, the 1-star, the 5-star, the diesel. Eco-friendly engine, maximum power. Tommy Petrol, call me.
Are you dressed as Tommy Petrol this evening, Jonathan? James Acaster has a question.
Yeah, I'd like to request that Jonathan keeps listing petrols, please.
I think I got one more, but that's it.
I was loving the Tommy Petrol improv. I don't want it to stop.
Tommy Petrol, over to you for more petrols. What kind of petrols do you have for us, Tommy Petrol?
We got gasoline.
Yes, there's a voice.
Guz, Sarah, you've gone with... who do you think the name of the reporter sent by the BBC to cover the petrol shortages in September? The
You knew
reporter's
this
name?
one?
Yeah, it's Mohammed No Fuel.
We knew it. We knew it.
I thought there was a nice extra detail that you've got the accent as well on his name.
Yes, you have to pronounce it properly. Mohammed No Fuel. Is that how I said it?
Take a look at the actual right answer. This is who the BBC sent.
Let's find out what the situation is this morning, shall we? Our reporter Phil McCann is at a forecourt in Stockport for us. And Phil, how's it looking there?
Well, look, John, they've run out here.
It's Phil McCann. Phil McCann, everyone.
I'd have loved it if in that Phil McCann video you just walked in and like went in and walked around the pub and then reversed out and then went back onto the road again. Your surname's Carr.
Dr. Catherine Green asked you what country music legend Dolly Parton sang while she received her Moderna vaccine back in March. What did you get?
We don't think we're right, unfortunately, because we don't know that many Dolly Parton. We were saying,
No,
I know,
it's something-
we would, no, it's not even a
I
song.
thought it was something fast.
What do you
Honestly,
think it
that's
was?
been- so we went with 9 to 5.
Oh, yeah, would have been a clever joke, though, if she'd sang 9 to 5.
Well, no, Jimmy, stop being so negative, for a start, and sarcastic. That's why no one plays with you. Listen. The answer is, I actually said we don't think we got this right.
Yeah.
So I already said we didn't know it. So no need to be like a big, horrible piece of shit.
You know.
Did you hear them
Tommy
clapping?
Petrel's got up on the wrong side of bed.
You don't want to get Tommy Petrel involved, because he'll fucking finish you.
Yeah. Tommy Petrel is flammable.
That's what I'm saying.
He is
So
lit.
we said 9 to 5 as well.
Said 9
We
to
said 9
5.
to 5.
That's a good
Yeah,
song.
because I thought the whole thing was that it was 95% effective against
Yes.
That's what I'm
COVID
saying.
at the time.
Oh, that
Working
is
So
a very
she
clever
wasn't
bit of
trying to make a
logic
joke. She
on
was
the
just
wrong
like
answer.
proud of herself.
Do you want to tell them the answer, or should we go to Dolly for the big reveal?
Do we still get the point?
You still get the point. of
Okay,
course.
then, yeah, take it away, Dolly.
Let's take a look at Dolly in action in this catchy and imaginatively persuasive clip.
Vaccine, 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 vaccine. I'm begging of you, please don't hesitate. Vaccine, 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 vaccine. 'Cause once you're dead, then that's a bit too late.
Queen's country.
That last line was
Didn't
dark.
scan, yeah.
The last line of that song was dark. And she got away with that shit because she's Dolly Parton and she gave him £1 million. But that was fucked up.
You talking about my friend Dolly Parton over there? Tommy Petrel don't like that kind of shit coming out your mouth, ghost.
Tommy Petrel would so be a friend of Dolly Parton. I love it.
I think he was married to her briefly in the 80s, yeah. Right, so at the end of the first round, the scores are Jonathan and Judy have 3, Guz and Sarah have 3, Sarah and James, 1 point. It's a good one, though. It's a solid one. Time now for a break from the quiz, that is, not from the gnawing monotony of Christmas with your family. There's no break from that. See you in a bit. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. Our next round is all about film and TV. In June, the BBC announced that Holby City would finish in 2022. I tell you, there's a crisis in the NHS when even imaginary hospitals are forced to close. The much-delayed Bond film was finally released in September. No Time to Die was made in 2019 and features a lab-made virus that could wipe out whole sections of the population. Bit far-fetched, but then it's just a bit of fun. It was Daniel Craig's last appearance as Bond. Well, if they're searching for a good-looking, suit-wearing, wisecracking replacement, may I be so bold as to suggest James Acaster. You would, I think, make an excellent Bond.
Yeah, I could be Bond and Doctor Who, I reckon. First person to do both. I'm putting my name out there. To both franchises, please don't cast a woman. After a call.
Yeah.
Let's go backwards together.
You'd be a great Doctor Who.
All right, let's remind ourselves of what we were watching this year.
There's only one winner.
I'm just a greedy boy.
Slightly disappointed I've never made the montage.
Do you know what? I was going to say that there was 2 things in there that I was on, and I mean, I didn't even get a look in.
What 2 things were you in?
The Big Breakfast, that was on after 20 years, yeah, and Strictly.
And Judy is going to win Strictly. Am I right, Judy?
Yeah.
Did you win Strictly?
No.
OK, first question. The hit cop show Line of Duty finally revealed the identity of H, but what spelling mistake made by H gave the game away early to eagle-eyed viewers?
Don't know, no idea, but I'm...
You've never seen Line of Duty?
Never seen. My parents love it.
Yeah.
They tell me to watch it, which normally give that sort of recommendation, I give it a swerve.
OK, question number 2. Why did the games Marbles and Tug of War get record viewing figures this year?
Oh, I do know.
It's not let me... Oh, here we go.
Ready? Look at this.
Yeah, big time.
Big time. This is our round, I think, eh, Castor?
We're turning this around.
Yep, like a ship couldn't in the canal.
Oh, one that we got right at the last one.
Yeah. Captain Careful over there. Nailing this one. OK. Next, 2021 saw the return of classic horror movie villain Candyman. All I want to know is, how do you summon Candyman?
Yeah, go for it. This is great. Can the rest of it just be films and TV, please?
Yeah, TV programmes.
Film and TV you feel you're nailing.
I didn't like all the made-up
That's what we
news stuff.
did. That's what we did throughout the
Yeah, all the fake news.
I'm confident you might get this one.
OK.
Why did Mike Oxlong, Mike Hunt and Cleo Torres make headlines on the newly launched channel GB News earlier this year?
I see what you're doing.
Write down the answer.
It's done.
90s nostalgia was all the rage in 2021, but can you tell me which 90s TV co-stars stunned the world by admitting to a secret crush on each other earlier this year?
Oh. Yes.
I think we've got all of them right.
You think you've got all of them right?
This time, yeah.
OK.
Yeah. Are you familiar with the term clean sweep, Jimmy?
OK, ready for some answers? I asked you if you could tell me the spelling mistake H from Line of Duty made that gave the game away.
That's a spoiler.
It's a spoiler. It is a
People
spoiler.
haven't
So
watched.
if you've not seen Line of Duty...
James hasn't watched.
Why
Hold
have you
it.
not
You're
seen
saying
it?
it's a spoiler. You've already put a fucking picture of him.
That's what I mean.
OK, so did you all get this? I think you all got the correct spelling. Guys, Sarah?
Definitely was spelt wrong, and I couldn't... so it's with an A, but I didn't know if it had an A in it or not, but it's definitely was spelt wrong.
Yeah, definitely was spelled definitely. Points around it. Were you surprised by the end? Did you watch it, Sarah, right?
Yeah, it was really well done, actually, Jimmy.
It was fantastic. If the directors and producers and that are watching and need to cast a big black woman on there, I'm for it. I mean...
And you know what? If he doesn't get Doctor Who or Bond, he could be the new H.
Yeah.
Yeah, please do not cast a big black woman.
James, I think that's a meme.
Especially if they cut what Judy said
Yeah.
and it's just completely out of nowhere.
OK, I asked why Marbles and Tug of War got record viewing figures this year. What have you put, Jonathan?
I thought to show him down with the kids, I would write it street style.
Yeah.
Squid, S-K-W-I-D, Games. Z.
I've never seen the young kids... I've seen dyslexic kids write it like that.
OK. I wanted to know what you do to summon the iconic horror character, the Candyman, who returned to cinemas this year. Did you see the film?
Yeah. Great.
Sarah?
I know what the answer is, but I didn't watch the film.
Do you like horror movies?
No,
or not?
I just like good films.
Candyman's good. It's a good film. The original.
Is it?
Right, number 1 in the original is great. Then they made a couple of sequels that got worse. But this new one, produced by Jordan Peele, excellent.
Well, I have to have the lights on when I go for a wee, though.
I can't comment on how you piss.
Like a horse, Jonathan, like a horse. Like that.
What answer have you actually got, Sarah? What have you got?
You say his name 3 times.
In the mirror.
3?
Yeah.
3?
Well, as many times as you like. In the mirror. I said 3 times to Sarah.
Yeah.
I'm now...
What have you gone
How
for,
many
guys?
times
Sarah,
was
you
it?
So
said...
I said 3 and he said 5 times.
What, you wrote down...
3 and 5 times.
That's 8 times.
But
5 times.
also, I've seen a Bollywood version of Candyman.
Wow.
And the guy just says, Candyman once, kicks the door down, he's in the house. So, who knows?
We said
isn't it?
5
Five,
times
isn't it?
as well.
That's
We
a
said
lot of times.
I think I will just double check 5 times.
Well,
my God, that's
Jimmy,
a lot of time.
correct me if I'm wrong. In order to say it 5 times, you have to say it 3 times.
I asked you why Mike Oxlong, Mike Hunt, and Cleo Torres made headlines on GB News. You all got this right?
Yes.
They were all
Prank names.
Prank names people were phoning in with.
Sarah James, you got this?
We just guessed it because we thought about like Bart Simpson. He used to do that to Moe's Tavern.
Yeah.
OK, and Guz and Sarah also got it right because you said...
Because it was shit.
It's not the right answer, but let's take a look at the amazingly awkward, yet I think hilarious moment.
Mike Oxlong has emailed me saying that he agrees with me. He says, Mike Hunt has got in touch about toys. I don't think kids need expensive toys.
Some people think it's really funny to send in texts and messages that, on the basis that if we read them out, you know, we've been had. You're still doing it, and I'm watching them, and it doesn't help anybody, you know.
We're just not going to read surnames from now on.
Well,
Yeah.
to the person who's just messaged, grow up.
Finally, I asked you which 90s TV co-stars admitted to harbouring a secret crush on each other back in the day. What did you all put?
Well, I'm glad I had Judy, because I was going to put... I thought it was Kat Deely and one of Anne Toadette, because I remember reading something about that. But no, Judy came in and she said it was from Friends. We think it was David Schwimmer and Jennifer Aniston, the one with the hair.
Did you, Sarah, James?
Yeah, we got that.
And Guz, Sarah?
Yeah, Ross and Rachel.
Ross and Rachel, David Schwimmer, Jennifer Aniston, points all round.
Did we get a full house?
Clean one.
Full house. Jonathan and Judy's full house. It's time for a quick bonus round. OK, I'm going to show you 3 film posters from this year. They've all been subtly improved. All you need to do is name that film. Here's your first one. What
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrific.
do you mean that's horrific? I look like I've come dressed as Tommy Petrel.
You look quite good, though, actually, Jimmy.
You do.
Oh, I didn't even realise that was Jimmy. Did anybody else realise it was Jimmy?
Did you think that was the woman in the film?
I didn't know who the cracker that was. I just...
OK, second one of these. Take a look.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Has it got to be specific, or can you just be like...
What, name
general
the
type?
film? No, name the genre.
No, but I meant like there's 2 of them, innit? There's 2 of these films.
Yeah.
You know what, in that picture...
2 of them didn't come out this year.
That's also true.
It's the Big Fat Quiz of 2021. This is the clue.
Oh, this was the second one, then.
OK,
Oh.
here's the third one.
Wow!
I don't know why people are laughing at that. I make a beautiful couple.
Do you know what, Jimmy? I'm so surprised at how versatile your straight, bland face is.
Why, thank you, Judy. All right, so have you got 3 answers down?
Yeah.
OK, so the first one, what have you all got for the first one?
Cruella.
Yeah.
Everyone got Cruella. Let's take a look at the transformation. I mean, I'll give you that. Emma Stone has got very slightly nicer eyes than me. Now, the second one, I believe... What was it called, James?
Venom, Let There Be Carnage.
Are you sure? Because, Guz, what did you write?
It's Venom. It's the second one, isn't it?
Venom the sequel?
Venom the sequel. You think they called it Venom the sequel? Can't argue with that. And you
We
presumably...
put Venom Carnage, but because, first of all, I only wrote Venom, but then you had a whole conversation about it not being the one that came out, the first one, this year, and then I realised it had Carnage in it, but so we put Carnage.
I think points all round there. Venom the sequel is near enough. And for the third one?
House of Gucci.
The House of Gucci. House of Gucci. Well, let's take a look at the transformation.
Yes.
I think we can all agree. Points all round there. Well done. All right, let's see how you're all doing at the end of that. I can tell you, in last place, James and Sarah have 8 points. Not too far behind, though. Guz and Sarah, you're on 10. And in the lead, but only just, Jonathan and Judy with a clean sweep there. OK, we're going to take a quick break. See you in 5, unless, of course, you want to go and listen to your anti-vax cousin tell you that Bill Gates is controlling your mind. Yeah, I thought so. We'll see you in 5. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of 2021. Our next round is all about science and technology. In August, OnlyFans had to backtrack after announcing a ban on adult content. OnlyFans getting rid of adult content is a bit like Pornhub saying, you know what, we're really going to focus on the hub part of our business. OnlyFans went from 19 million users to over 120 million users during the lockdown, which goes some way towards explaining the toilet roll shortage. In March, the most expensive NFT sold for $69 million. If you don't know what an NFT is, it stands for non-fungible token. So instead of something being fungible, it's the opposite of that. But for $69 million, I definitely want something I could funge. OK, let's have some more questions. It was the year of the billionaire space race, with Richard Branson, Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos all thrusting their rockets to the edge of space. But can you tell me which famous face was on board Bezos's Blue Origin when it launched into space in October? So who did he take with him for the ride?
Are you doing this?
And that really does look like a knob, doesn't it? It's got a fucking helmet on it. Next up, we've got a question from political editor Robert Peston.
Pesto.
Hi, Jimmy. Now, I know a thing or two about economics, but I take my hat off to Mr. Gox, an investment advisor from Germany whose spinning wheel helped his clients net considerable returns this year. But can your teams tell me what was unusual about Mr. Gox?
OK, so Robert wants to know what was unusual about the investment advisor, Mr. Gox, from Germany. OK, the strangest Twitter beef of 2021 was between Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty and Nicki Minaj. What sparked their spat back in September?
The way he's walking the street there, that's like the beginning of first dates, you know, when they come in the restaurant.
Whitty's all right. I saw him in the street. I was
Chris
on my
Whitty,
kid.
you saw him in the street?
I saw him in the street. He's walking out. And I said, "Yo, well, go on, Whitty," and he said, "Good evening."
You do a very good Chris Whitty.
It really happened. I was like, "Yo, what a nice guy."
Can I just ask, is it everybody that can eat? Huh?
I've got another tub of ice cream here, Judy, if you want it.
Do you want some ice cream?
No, I want
Is it ice cream?
How is the ice cream staying cold?
Have you got, like, a cooler bag?
Yeah?
Wow. All right, question number 4. Facebook announced a major rebrand this year. What did they change their corporate name to?
Oh, God.
We're rocking it.
OK, final question on this round. US Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez visited Glasgow for the COP26 conference. She wanted to touch some tweed, see a castle and try what iconic Scottish delicacy?
Yeah.
It must be.
OK, let's have some answers. I asked you which famous face was on board Jeff Bezos's Blue Origin rocket ship when it launched into space in October. Who did you think?
James knew this.
William Shatner, I said.
Yep.
He was the oldest man in space. He's the oldest man in most rooms he's in as well, I imagine.
Yeah. You got this?
Yeah, yeah. And it wasn't just his face. It was all of them went. You said which famous face. It was all of them.
Yeah.
There, look at him.
He does look quite well, though, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Amazing.
He's 90, yeah.
Amazing.
Risky, though, isn't it? Risky taking Uncle up there.
It's risky taking him to the shops.
Yeah.
God love him. OK, so William Shatner, political editor, Robert Peston asked you, what was unusual about the German investment advisor, Mr. Gox? What did you get?
We think Mr. Gox is a hamster.
Sarah, James, what do you
Well,
think?
we also think he was an animal of some kind, and we've gone a horse. Question mark.
horse?
A horse, yeah, because sometimes they do maths with horses because they can stamp their feet and guess in. We were just guessing an animal. We think he's an animal, though.
He's an animal, you think he's a horse, you think he's a hamster. Gaz and Sarah.
We thought he was funny. That was the unusual thing because he's German. So... and he's funny. Woo!
Oh, well, let's have a look at him and see what you think.
That's a horse, all right.
Well, I can tell you what's going on. When he's in the wheel, he's choosing the cryptocurrency.
Oh, it's the wheel.
He's got buy and a sell tunnel that he chooses from. And apparently it's working. He's 25% up on the year at the time of recording.
Can I ask a question? Is the hamster funny? Because we might still be in with a chance.
Just a point for Jonathan and Judy on that.
We'll take that then, Judy, won't we?
Yeah, we will.
I asked you what sparked the Twitter argument between Chief Medical Officer Chris Whitty and global rap superstar Nicki Minaj. What did you put?
Nicki's uncle's balls.
Nicki said that her uncle had had the vaccine and his testicles had swollen quite grotesquely, and he was also henceforth infertile.
Yeah. I don't think it was
Sarah,
on...
what do you get?
We thought it was cousin, but...
We thought cousin.
But either way, it was all about the balls. That was one of our songs, I think.
Sarah James?
We thought it was a friend of the family. We couldn't remember the exact person, but it was like a cousin's friend or an uncle's friend. Had the vaccination. One of the testicles was distended, apparently.
Well, I can tell you the answer is they fell out over her cousin's friend's balls. I think points all round. Points all round. I think, well, this is what happened. So she wrote, my cousin in Trinidad won't get the vaccine because his friend got it and became impotent. His testicle became swollen. His friend was weeks away from getting married. Now the girl called off the wedding. He replied, there is a number of myths that fly around, some of which are just clearly ridiculous and some of which are clearly designed to just scare. That happens to be one of them. That is untrue. And then she argued back and then it turned into a full-on spat.
Yeah.
OK. I asked you what Facebook changed their name to in the rebrand. What did you put?
Meta.
Better.
Oh.
Meta. And you've gone with Sarah and James.
We went with Facey B. we didn't know. So we thought it was going to be along the lines of what it's called now.
Yeah, so it doesn't confuse people.
I think, genuinely, I think that's a better name.
Yeah.
So is that what it's called now?
It's called Meta, yeah.
So I would say those balls are 2 level.
Yeah, that's true.
But do the one slightly lower. They heat up too much. That's why one is supposed to be slightly below.
Yeah.
From the colour, they look like they've been in James' ice bag, don't they? You know, I know people say you shouldn't use Facebook anymore, but I have a group of similarly aged men who will talk about Japanese toys on there, and I don't know what I'll do without it.
Similarly aged?
Yeah.
I thought after COVID there were none of you left.
Don't you clap back.
I asked you what Scottish delicacy US Congresswoman Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez wanted to try on a visit to Glasgow. What have you all gone for?
We've gone for haggis and deep-fried Mars bar.
We've split the bet, really. We've gone both ways.
Yeah.
OK, and you've gone for Sarah and James?
We've gone for deep-fried Mars bar. It was a guess. Because obviously haggis is another delicacy that people only get in Scotland.
OK, Gaz, Sarah, you've gone for?
Iron brew and haggis.
I give you that. Iron brew is the answer.
Oh! Wow.
Take a look. Take a little look.
This tastes just like a Puerto Rican soda. This is Cola Champagne. Oh my God. Love it. Love it.
Very good. It's pretty good. I think Iron brew is pretty good. Although the deep-fried Mars bar, you've had a deep-fried Mars bar, presumably?
Yeah, delicious.
So, are we all just letting Japanese toys slide? I mean, I know we took the mick out of him for the old thing, but he said that he talks about Japanese toys with his mate.
I'm a very valued member of the Mikura Man community.
Why does it bother you?
Why does it bother me? Well, just because we all got... It sounded pervy earlier. He said, me and a bunch of similarly aged men get together and talk about Japanese toys. I was like, oh, I bet you do, you dirty.
I can't let this stand. You're trying to take something that's pure in my life.
Yes.
And turn it into something sullied and filthy.
Yes. Do you know what? You're bang on there.
Yeah.
That's exactly my intentions. And do you know what? I succeeded.
I'll be honest, I'm genuinely quite upset now.
Yes.
I'm going to have to call on some help.
From a certain Tommy Petrol.
Hey, you streaky piece of shit. Now listen here. I said you step back.
What I love the most about Tommy Petrol, no planning at all. I'm reaching for the shades. When they go on, we'll see what I say.
Well, I think... Let's take a look and see what that's done to the scores. OK, so I can tell you, in last place still, Sarah and James with 10 points. Guz and Sarah in second place with 14, just ahead with 15, Jonathan and Judith.
Join
us after the break when I'll be revealing the surprise naked attraction round. See you in 5. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. Our next round is all about music. Daft Punk announced their split after 28 years together. I can't say I blame them. Everyone's tired of having to wear face coverings all the time. Britain scored nil point at the Eurovision this year. After Brexit, we were never going to win. I don't know why we didn't go the whole hog and just enter Nigel Farage singing Rule Britannia on a giant inflatable Winston Churchill. Time for some quick questions. First up, a TikTok trend catapulted a very unexpected type of music into the mainstream this year, topping the UK charts in the process. What was it? So what unusual type of music, first seen on TikTok, was catapulted to #1? OK. ABBA reunited after a 40-year break with a new album and digital concert experience. Can you tell me the name that was given to the digital versions of the band who will be performing on stage?
Oh, God.
It's, I tell you what, it's an excellent pun.
It is a pun.
Is what it is.
Yes. This won't surprise you, Jimmy, but I have that outfit at home.
I do it in capitals.
OK. Question number 3 in this music round. Why did this man have to make a grovelling public apology to Adele? Why did he have to apologise to Adele? OK, question number 4 in this round. What surprising mishap befell pop superstar Shakira in Barcelona back in September?
Her hips lied.
And for the final question in this round, we've got a question from superstar DJ Clara Amtho.
Hello, Jimmy. I've got a music question for you. So, this year, Ed Sheeran scored a huge hit with his 5th album, Equals. The promotional single released was Visiting Hours and featured Kylie Minogue on backing vocals alongside another rather unexpected performer. Now, can your teams remember who it was?
So Clara wants to know what unexpected performer recorded backing vocals on Ed Sheeran's song Visiting Hours. All right, I've got some answers for you. First up, I wanted to know what unexpected type of music made its way to the top of the charts this year. What did you think?
We thought it was a sea shanty, that Wellerman sea shanty, and it caught on and everyone started adding their voices.
Sarah, James?
Yeah, we said that as well about the sea shanties.
What do you think?
Sea shanty.
I mean, you're all right. Do you want to see the one that kicked it off?
Oh, yeah, OK.
Have a look.
She had been 2 weeks from shore and down on her a right-whale boat. The captain called all hands and swore he'd take that whale in tow. Soon may the whaleman come to bring us sugar and tea and rum. One day when the tonguing is done, we'll take our leave and go.
Yeah, you could do that.
You know the really deep voice there? Do you know who's doing that? Because that sent vibrations where I wasn't expecting them just then.
It was a really weird, vibey voice, though, wasn't it?
Liked it.
I asked you what was the nickname given to the digital versions of ABBA for their reunion.
We went for abattoirs, like avatars. It was abattoirs, not abattoirs.
Yeah.
Avatars, like avatars.
Yeah. But ABBA.
Sarah, James, you've gone with?
Yeah, Avatar.
Avatar. Well, that's a very funny, correct answer. Guz and Sarah.
Shabba.
You think Shabba?
Yeah.
You think ABBA are now known as Shabba?
Yeah. I mean, that's smart, though, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like a sham ABBA, like a shabba.
Maybe that's better than avatars, but the answer is avatars. Points, points, no points.
Okay.
Very good.
OK. I asked you why this man had to make a public apology to Adele.
We weren't convinced we had this, and we thought it's because his face is weird.
Sarah, James, what have you gone for?
The only Australian person who got to interview Adele didn't get to do the interview. It was cut really short because she said, "What did you think of the album?" And he said, "I haven't listened."
Oh.
That is the right answer, but let's go over to Guz and Sarah to see what nonsense they wrote down.
Shabba. We thought maybe he didn't fuck her over, so she couldn't write an album about her.
Well, you, Sarah and James, you got the answer.
Wow,
absolutely
well
right. Do you want
The
to see?
only ones.
Wow.
There's like a grovelling apology. He had to do
Listen.
an on-air apology, which is like, oh, it's toe curling. Have a look.
Oh, no.
To Adele, I say, I'd never have knowingly disrespected you by deliberately not listening to your work. I am so sorry. Adele, track 10, Hold On, in the bridge after the second chorus, you write that sometimes forgiveness is easiest in secret. I'm not expecting that forgiveness, but I do owe you an apology. thank you so much for joining us this morning here at Weekend Sunrise. That's all for today. We'll see you tomorrow.
When you watch long-winded, really sincere, heartfelt apologies like that, you laugh your head off like, I didn't pay my taxes and I said fuck all.
A little bit. 2 tweets, done.
I'm still working.
I asked you what happened to pop superstar Shakira in Barcelona in September. Pretty easy one.
It might not have been her, but this did happen this year. Someone did this.
Wow.
And someone needs to be held accountable. I saw the footage online.
What?
There's
What
a
are you
band
watching?
playing.
Are you watching it with your group?
Yeah, no. Scary.
What is this?
Did she wee-wee in a fan's mouth? On stage. I saw a lady. Look, I'm 61, my eyesight's just not so good anymore. I saw a young lady, it might have been her. She called a member out of the audience. She peed in his mouth on stage.
Shakira?
I don't know if it was her for sure.
Guz, Sarah, what have you got?
I think she broke a bone, but I can't remember what. She broke her back or a leg or a hip.
What?
She broke something.
Do you think she broke something in Barcelona? Sarah, James, what have you gone for here?
I think we've got it right. She was attacked by wild boars.
That's the Duran Duran song, isn't it? Bombos!
I can say that is absolutely the right answer. Shakira was attacked by wild boars. Clara Amfo wanted to know who unexpectedly performed backing vocals on Ed Sheeran's single Visiting Hours. What do you think? Sarah, James?
I mean, I didn't know, but because of the title, because it's Visiting Hours, I thought it might be his dad who's divorced from his mum and only has weekend access. And maybe when he was visiting, that's when he was recording the song, so he couldn't go bowling. His dad just did backing vocals.
It is not correct. I believe... Guz, Sarah?
It's you.
Yep.
What?
Me.
Are you fucking joking?
You weed in Ed Sheeran's mouth?
Hold on a second. That's not a joke answer, that's true.
Yeah.
So there's like an Ed Sheeran song where there's backing vocals that are like...
How is this possible? Why? It doesn't even make sense.
You got the answer right.
Listen, you're making me realise no matter what happens, you can reach the bottom and reach right back up the top again.
Very much.
It's
inspirational.
I guess, thank you, I think. OK, time now for a special bonus question, and to ask it, it's one of the undisputed heroes of 2021. Please give it up for Jackie Weaver. Now, Jackie, you became an internet sensation this year. You were chairing a meeting, I believe, online. Should we take a look at the meeting?
Why not?
Let's catch everyone up. Let's take a look.
It's only the chairman who can remove people from a meeting. You have no authority here, Jackie Weaver. No authority at all.
She's just kicked him out. No, she's kicked him out. Don't. She's kicked him out. Don't.
This is a meeting called by 2 councillors.
Illegally?
They now elect a chairman.
No, they can't because the vice chair's here. I take charge. Read the standing orders. Read them and understand them.
Jackie, you're a fucking bad man. Round of
Guz is right, you're a fucking bad man. I've got a couple of questions. Firstly, I suppose, and most obviously, why did you call that meeting illegally?
All I can say is we already have one person that thinks it illegal. We don't need 2.
OK. Now, I believe you've got a question for us. I would like you to read it and understand it.
I can certainly read it.
Yeah.
Jackie Weaver, if you want to, for a laugh, just kick Jimmy out of the thing and then take...
Please, Jackie Weaver. Come on. Ask your question, Jackie, ask your question.
And I can ask it from here, even
Yeah.
better. Texas lawyer Rod Ponton became an internet sensation after a clip of him on Zoom went viral. Can you remember what happened?
OK. So what happened with Rod Ponton? You've got to write down your answers. Jackie Weaver, it's a pleasure to meet you.
Jackie, have you still got beef with that guy? What was his name?
Which one?
Bad man. Yeah. So much beef, you don't even know what to do.
OK, let's see what everyone got for this. So who was the Texan lawyer, Rod Ponton? What happened to him? Sarah and James have gone for...
But he had no trousers on, we're guessing. We don't know.
Oh, my God.
You think the classic Zoom call, no trousers,
Yeah.
he gets up, he exposes himself.
Yeah.
You've gone for Jonathan and Judy?
Well, we remember someone who was caught on film having sex.
With his PA, but
PA.
it wasn't sure if it was a lawyer or judge, but it was in a court, near a court.
OK, Guz, Sarah, we're relying on you.
Yeah, it's the man who used the cat as his face on the call.
Well, let's have a look.
Ponton, I believe you have a filter turned on in the video setting. You might want to take a look.
Can you hear me, Judge?
I can hear you. I think it's a filter.
It is, and I don't know how to remove it. I've got my assistant here, she's trying to, but I'm prepared to go forward with it. I'm here live, I'm not a cat.
That is the right answer. Points for you guys. That was Rod Ponton, who's a lawyer. He's defending someone.
Jackie Weaver, if someone appeared on one of your local council meetings with a cat face, would he get booted off or would he be allowed to stay?
After the year that I've had, it would be a welcome relief.
Jackie Weaver, everyone. Jackie Weaver. OK, let's take a look and see what that's done to the scores. I can tell you, in last place, Sarah and James. So you got 14 points. Guz and Sarah have 17. Judy and Jonathan still in the lead with 18.
That's it for part 4. See you after the break.
On what authority? On what authority, Jackie Weaver? Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz of the Year. This next round is all about sport. In October, Newcastle United were taken over by a group linked to the Saudi Arabian royal family. They're famous for their misogyny, homophobia and an almost medieval worldview. And now the Toonami have been taken over by the Saudis. In August, Cristiano Ronaldo returned to Man U. It was the most exciting thing to happen in Manchester since Greggs went on Deliveroo. The transfer broke several records, including how little I give a fuck about a story. All right, some sports questions here. We'll try and keep this fun, Sarah. I'm so sorry. You look disappointed by the sports round.
Me and James have got a secret hope that we might just know all the answers to the sport. You know, a bit like...
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah, Slumdog Millionaire way. That just, it happens to encroach on our lives accidentally.
OK, all right. Take a look at this video from the delayed 2020 Tokyo Olympics and Paralympics. What rumour is Irish gymnast Rhys McClenaghan attempting to debunk?
They're made out of cardboard, yes, but apparently they're meant to break at any sudden movements. It's fake. Fake news.
So what rumour is that Irish gymnast trying to debunk?
Couldn't you have made a joke about debunk bed there? Because you said debunk.
You could make the joke. You're on the same show. This summer saw the England football team reach their first championship final since 1966. What did they all agree to do if they won against Italy in the final? Don't tell me who won, because I've taped it, I haven't watched it yet. Right, next question. What was Olympic champion Tom Daley spotted doing at the side of the pool to relieve the stress of the competition?
Oh, yes, yes, yes.
OK. Why was Unity, the inflatable unicorn, added to the National Football Museum's permanent collection in July this year? Say the permanent collection. It's an inflatable unicorn. I'll give that 6 months. All right, so for our final question, it's over to a Paralympic gold medal winning swimmer, Ellie Simmons.
Oh, Ellie.
Hi, Jimmy. The delayed Olympic and Paralympic competitions finally took place in Tokyo this year, and I was proud to be part of Team GB for the 4th time. But can your teams tell me what was notable about the result of the men's Olympic high jump final?
OK, so Ellie wants to know what was unusual about the result of the men's high jump at the Olympics. OK, you ready for some answers? You all got something?
Yep.
So you saw a video of the Olympic athlete Rhys McClenaghan jumping on his bed. What rumour was he attempting to debunk?
Debunk bed.
You should have done that.
I was trying to give you a joke.
Teammate.
Tommy
come over.
Petrel, everyone, with debunk bed.
Yeah.
What did you think this was, Judy?
We said that the cardboard bed was made to stop them having sex.
No, what we said was the rumour was that they'd given them cardboard beds to prevent the athletes getting quite as energetic in the lovemaking department because the Olympic Village is known for scenes of bacchanalia and great joy and celebration. After an athlete has trained for many, many years and gets to this highest pinnacle of their career, of course, after the big event, what are they going to want to do? They're going to want to bang. And so they do bang. And they were saying, well, we put the beds in because the flimsy beds will stop them banging. However, that young man went to the trouble to show us that, indeed, the bed could understand or withstand, rather, even the most rigorous lovemaking. Yes, I did say rigorous, which is a risk for me. Even risk is a bit of a risk. But the rigorous lovemaking could stand the test of time because he was jumping on it, and not even Usain Bolt moves his hips with that much energy. So he was debunking on the debunking bed.
And the longest answer goes to... Were you going to speak for a minute on this without repeating?
The myth that the beds were created to stop
That is
sex.
the
In
right
actual
answer.
fact, they
That's
were
the right,
impossible.
very long answer. Sarah, James, what was the answer?
We got it. So it was the rumour was to stop them having sex all with each other in the Olympic Village. They made the beds too flimsy.
Of course, because when they reach the pinnacle, after several years... imagine, you've given years of your life to reach the pinnacle of your sport, and of course, after you win or don't win, but you've played, certainly, you've been out there on the greatest stage there is in the world of competitiveness, then what are you going to want to do when you go back? You're going to want to bang. And so, of course, that's why the rumour started.
Did you get this as well, Gaz, Sarah?
Yeah, we just tried to go the most concise way.
Go on, so what did you say, Gaz?
You can't shag the legs off the bed. That's what he was doing.
Because, of course, if you've competed, ladies and gentlemen, and so imagine that. Imagine training that hard to get to the Olympics. What are you going to want to do? You're going to want to bang. So that's why...
I think I'd want chips.
Yeah.
It makes no sense anyway, the whole thing. If there's one group of people who are up for a challenge, it's Olympians. Try doing it on this bed. OK. I've trained for years for this.
4 years, the pinnacle.
I asked you what the England football team agreed to do if they won the Euros final against Italy.
We put shave their heads.
It's close. You're so close.
A head.
Wrong,
Something,
but wrong.
something with hair on it.
Shave their balls?
Gaz, Sarah?
Fucking smile.
What they actually said they were going to do is they said they were going to dye their hair like Phil Foden.
Oh.
That's his iconic haircut.
like
He got
we
that
was-
haircut
we
just
more or
before
less
the
got it, I
Euros,
think.
and they said they would all get that done. OK, Sarah, James, what do you got?
I thought they were going to donate the prize money to the NHS. Should have been nice.
Yeah, and the England football team did pledge to give all the winnings to the NHS, so that's also the right answer.
Wow.
Slumdog Millionaire! Yeah! Slumdog Millionaire in this. That is... You know what? You know who's just seen this? Danny Boyle has just seen that drama unfold. He's thinking there's a film in this. I'm genuinely excited about the next question. I asked you what Tom Daley was spotted doing at the side of a pool to relieve the stress of the Olympic competition. What do you think?
He was knitting.
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 Oh, mashing one out.
But you know what, Jimmy? He's trained for 4 years. He's reached the bone of perfect fitness. Sitting by a pool, what's he going to do? He's going to mash one out. Of course he is.
Oh, he got us again. OK. He was spotted knitting, yes. Do you want to see some of his creations? He's remarkable. Take a look at this cardigan, right? So he did a cardigan. Look at that.
Oh, my God.
I mean, he's got a talent, hasn't he?
He has.
He's also very good at diving. And then have a look at this. He made a little bag for his gold medal.
Well done.
He made a pair of Speedos. Check these out.
Ooh.
Oh, that's impractical.
I cannot look away.
OK. I asked you why Unity, the inflatable unicorn, went on display at the National Football Museum. Now, obviously, Gaz and Sarah, I care what you've got. Jonathan, Judy, I care what you've got. But really, the narrative of this round is all about Slumdog Millionaire.
Yes. Yeah.
Sarah and James, why did you think?
We don't know the names of many footballers.
We don't know.
So what did you go?
For Kaio?
Bukayo rode it in the pool.
Rode it in the pool?
Bukayo Saka rode it in a pool is the right answer. Now, Judy, you got this as well, right?
We
think we
did
got
go
it.
right.
What did you write?
I put inclusivity.
What have you gone for, Gaz and Sarah?
That the unicorn was an incredible captain. I don't know much about sport.
No, and a point. Right, finally, Ellie asked you what was unusual about the result of the men's high jump at this year's Olympics.
It was won by a tortoise.
How would a tortoise get up so high?
Well,
That's the
that's
point.
what's surprising was it was amazing.
It was amazing.
Because he trained for 4 years. He was at
it
the
was-
pinnacle.
What have you got for this one?
Isn't it the two man them who share the gold medal because they got like a equal whatever it was? They jumped high and they were like, let's share it, unity.
Oh, well, that is the right answer. James, Sarah, what have you gone with?
We put that as well.
It says... What you've got is a-
Slumdog, baby!
What have you got?
We slumdogged your car.
This was something that happened to James, so I think that's why we've got the answer wrong.
Yes, it was changed to a limbo contest.
OK. I tell you what is now. This is a mainstay of the Big Fat Quiz. I think it might be my favourite bit of the show. It's Say What You See. You have to look at these. They're headlines from this year.
Let's go.
So this is the first one. Take a look. I mean, it's right there. It's a pictogram. It says exactly what's going on. If you're struggling on this, if you're struggling for any reason, I would just say this to you. I would say, what is 3 miles in old money? What do people used to call 3 miles many, many years ago?
Yeah, that's it. Put some...
Yeah?
Yeah.
Slumdog.
You're really good at those.
That was fun.
All right, have you all got this? Let's go to the answer. Sarah, James, did you manage to
We did.
slumdog this?
We did.
What do you think it is?
European Super League, 3 miles, falls at part.
Yeah, correct.
Yes!
Sorry, guys. European Super League falls apart.
We got it too. We got it too because we put European surplus. See that little sign at the end there? That's Old Roman for league because they were in a hurry.
They got a point. You got no point.
We got closer.
You can
Look,
redeem
we
yourself
got
on the next one. Here's the next one. Eyes down. Take a look. Suddenly, it's become a competition.
What's that? That's the...
I'd watch the Olympics if it was like this.
Yes.
What do you got, Guz? Sarah?
This real headline.
Yeah, we remember reading it in there. Was it
Yeah.
Coventry Telegraph?
Yeah, it's
Did you say?
Coventry
Yeah.
Telegraph. It's incredible scenes. Incredible scenes.
Beer Trunks woman punch Weatherspoons.
Because she got a reputation in Coventry. She got a mad...
Beer Trunks woman. That's one woman, isn't it, called the Beer Trunks woman?
Yeah, that's who she is.
That's what she's known as. The beer,
She's had a
she
lot of
always
beers,
wears
she's wearing trunks.
Yeah, the Beer Trunks woman, she punches like the building.
Yeah.
Not the people in it, just the pub
The
itself.
whole pub.
And at
With a
first, people
chain.
didn't take her seriously, did they, Sarah?
Yeah, no.
Until she was lamping out bricks from the wall, and then people were like, fucking hell, mate,
And that's
she's
how she
strong.
got. That's how she got in the
Beer Trunks
Coventry
bird.
Telegraph.
Jonathan, Judy, what did you think it was?
Lager shortages hits Weatherspoons.
Oh, yeah.
Short age.
That is devilishly close. I think we're going to give you that. Sarah, James, what was the answer from the Dream Team?
Beer shortage hits Weatherspoons. That's what
Correct
we did.
answer. Well, let's take a look at the scores. Let's see what that's done as we get to the business end of this. I can tell you, it's that exciting. Guz and Sarah have got 20. In the lead, it's neck and neck. Jonathan and Judy, Sarah and James, 21-21. Back in it. Join us after the break, or you could, get up from the sofa and start that new exercise regime you've been talking about. Yeah, thought so. See you in 5. Welcome back to the Big Fat Quiz. The next round is all about people who hit the headlines this year. In January, the actress Anne Hathaway revealed she wants to be known as Annie. Anne Hathaway might want to be called Annie, but to me, she'll always be that woman you know from The Thing. You know, the one with a big smile. No, not Julia Roberts. Less famous, brown hair. I think she was in Les Mis. The one that can sing. Yeah, her. Not Annie, Anne. In October, Gary Barlow announced he's launching a range of wines. Rich, smooth, full-bodied, and his wines are pretty good too. Every time I've ever met him, he's given me a Semillon.
You know, as wine jokes go, that wasn't too shabby.
Jonathan Ross, everyone. OK, time for some more questions. OK, these are all about people. Jake Gyllenhaal was interviewed by Vanity Fair magazine this year. What did he controversially claim he didn't do?
See, this is where my teammate really takes the reins.
So your specialist subject is Jake Gyllenhaal?
Oh, if they're all about him, I might have a chance.
Well, see, well, the next question is from the host of the Great British Menu, Andy Oliver. Over to her. Hopefully it's about Jake Gyllenhaal.
Hi, Jimmy. Over the years, I've served dinner to some pretty incredible VIPs. But in August, Tom Cruise hit the headlines after doing something quite extraordinary at Asher's Curry restaurant in Birmingham. Can your teams remember what he did?
OK, so what did Tom Cruise do in Asher's Curry restaurant in Birmingham? It made the headlines. OK, take a look at this picture. Why is this life-size cutout of No Time to Die Bond girl, Ana de Armas, being thrown in the bin?
I've got a life-size cutout of my wife.
Really?
I've got a life-size cutout of your wife. Why have you got a life-size cutout of Jane?
No, because I saw it advertised on Amazon and I just bought it.
Do you know what? Who is doing this? Because I saw a life-size, fucking big life-size of me on there. I was so shocked.
I got one of those.
How much did you get me for?
$3.99.
I've gone up.
Demand.
All right. What unexpected trend did Damon Albarn, Miley Cyrus, drag queen Bimini Bon Boulash, and former Prime Minister Tony Blair get involved in this year?
I'll tell you what, I cannot tell you how much the attitude and atmos on this table has changed since we got tied for first.
Yeah.
We didn't care for most of this.
I really cared.
Yeah.
It's time now for a question from the esteemed actor Charles Dance. He's reading an extract from a celebrity autobiography released in 2021. Who is our mystery author? Over to you, Charles.
Chapter 8, Strictly. I felt as if I'd already won the show when Tessa announced at the launch that Aliash Godianets was to be my dance partner. I danced around in joy, screaming. But the first time I tried to lift him, I swear the biggest fart ever flew out of my bottom. I've never been so embarrassed in my life. Imagine farting in front of Aliash. Not only the most stunning guy you've ever seen, but also the best professional dancer in the world. He looks like he's not heavy, but it almost killed me when I lifted him. I nearly had a hernia, and I'm strong too. Listen, I said, my cheek's burning up. I don't ever want to lift you up again. Let's never talk about what just happened. Please, don't tell anyone. Don't worry about it, he said. Well, I was mortified. I might think about letting one go in front of a boyfriend after I've got to know him quite well, but not Aliash. Never. He's like a god.
OK, so whose autobiography was that from? Who farted? Who farted? That's the question, really. OK, you ready for answers? I asked you what Jake Gyllenhaal claimed he didn't do in an interview with Vanity Fair. What have you got, Guz?
He didn't shower, we think, because he's a stinky guy.
Yeah, same thing. He didn't wash very often.
You know, the thing is, I think it's like a power trip thing, isn't it? Because he's sexy, he's paying, he's living life, he can draw and he stinks. He smells like dick, but he knows I can still get any girl or man that I want on planet Earth. But
Yeah.
it's a power trip thing, bro.
Now, what did you put for this, Jonathan?
We knew it was something to do with washing, so he stopped washing his hair
And stop wearing deodorant.
and stopped using deodorant. But we were saying basically the
I think points all round. I mean, basically, he said he doesn't shower.
Yeah.
I think points all round. OK, so that, Jake Gyllenhaal. It's started a whole debate on how often you should shower. It's every day if you're interested. Andy Oliver asked you what Tom Cruise did at Asher's Curry restaurant in Birmingham that made headlines. What did Tom Cruise do?
He ordered 2 of the same curry and then ate it. I mean, it's not that, haven't we all?
Exactly, that's what I
feel
thought.
like, why is it that big a deal?
Sarah, I thought the same thing. I thought I did that last week at the local Chinese shop. I'm surprised.
I mean, you're absolutely right. This is what happened. He ordered tandoori chicken, tikka. He ate it, finished it. Went, that was nice. I'll have another one.
Maybe the portions were just small.
Yeah, good on him.
Was that a bigger headline than his car getting jacked in Birmingham?
I think it was, weirdly. I mean, his car got stolen in Birmingham as well, but that's just... Tom Cruise took a car to Birmingham. It's going to happen.
No, I got offered that car on WhatsApp, like, quite late at night.
On WhatsApp's a great detail there.
Unfortunately, James and I get our current events from the Coventry newspaper. And so we've got a different story about how he made everyone leave the restaurant before he ate so he didn't catch COVID.
I mean, we didn't... Yeah, we thought it was something like that. I mean, the fact that it's just he had two... Imagine being Tom Cruise and being that famous. That if you used to order a second chicken tikka, everyone's like, that's news. If I met a guy at a party and they were like, you got to meet this guy, he once had 2 chicken tikkas in a row. I might be stuck with the most boring guy at the party.
Jimmy, we got it right as well. We also put down he got a second order. He liked the same meal so much the first time.
OK, I asked you why Bond girl Anna de Armas was being put in the bin.
Split up with Ben Affleck.
Oh.
Yeah, and I think when J-Lo moved in, she had a bit of house cleaning and said, that's got to go.
Yeah, that's her on the left,
Is that J-Lo?
Yeah.
So, yeah, Ben Affleck binned her. I mean, literally and metaphorically, and got back together with his ex, Jennifer Lopez. James, Sarah, what did you say?
Oh, we didn't know this. So we just had to go from what was in the picture. And we thought that maybe this was because she was cancelled. Because we know that happens now to people.
Guys, Sarah, what did you put for this? You got it right?
Yeah, we got it right. Yeah, that was J-Lo.
Perfect. OK. I asked you what Damon Albarn, Miley Cyrus, drag queen, Bimini Bon Boulash and former Prime Minister Tony Blair all had in common this year. What do they all get involved in?
We're not sure, but what we did say was pixie cut.
Because Miley had a
Haircuts.
famous pixie cut haircut, and I can see the rest all looking fabulous.
Describe a pixie cut to me, Jonathan.
Pixie cut is a bit like a shorter mullet, but it's layered and has spiky bits, possibly created with gel. Who knows? I'm no expert.
You're getting a point for that. Wow. What did you guys put?
So, yeah, we heard about this trend. It was quite a sad one, to be honest with you. But as soon as Tony Blair's name came up, it was for thinking that the war in Iraq was still a good idea.
Sarah, James, what did you get for this?
We had no idea. We couldn't think what would link those 4 people. We didn't know about the hair, and we were thinking about sea shanties, so we just sang something.
Well, I mean, I'm going to give you the point for pixie cut. It was, in fact, the mullet, but a pixie cut's just a shorter mullet.
Yes.
We've explained. You said the magic word mullet. Take a look. That's Tony Blair, who's got a job now as an elderly vampire. That's clearly an elderly vampire, right? Well, I've done some hilarious mock-ups. Here's Jonathan.
Yes. I would wear that.
Judy.
Oh!
Watch out, look at that.
Sarah, here you go.
Oh, my God!
I don't mind it.
I don't mind it.
It's like we got a time machine working back to 1984.
That looks so
You look as if
real,
you're making your debut in Neighbours. James, we always knew this was going to suit you, but I mean, this is the gift that keeps on going. Guz, check yourself out. What do you think?
This uncle looks like he interferes with goats in Karachi. I don't like him.
Sarah, go on, let's...
Oh, you're cute. That's cute.
I thought we had that hairdo at some point.
Yeah, we got a photo of
good
it.
as well. It's like a young true leaf.
So, Charles Dance read you an extract from a celebrity autobiography. Who do you think wrote it?
I had no idea, but former Strictly Queen came in and we think we might be right.
I said Alison Hammond.
Might be right. Oh.
OK, Sarah and James, who did you think it
Well,
was?
we couldn't think of anyone who'd done Strictly apart from Judy, so we wrote Judy Love.
Guz, Sarah, did you get this?
We put Sarah Davis because she was with Ali Ash this year, and because it's Big Fat Quiz of the Year, I thought maybe that was a clue. It's not by your face, I can tell.
Well, let's go back to Charles Dance for the answer.
That was an extract from You've Got to Laugh, Stories from a Life Lived to the Full by Alison Hammond. Hiya, babes.
Hi, OK, now it's time for a special bonus round. This is the part of the show where I introduce a mystery guest. All you need to do is tell me who they are, but you can only ask yes or no questions. Please welcome our mystery guest. Well, firstly, Christ, look at the size of him. Hi, it's very nice to meet you. I know who you are, but they're going to ask you questions. Now, yes or no questions, we'll start this end. Garth, Sarah, what do you got for him?
Did you go viral?
Yeah. Was it a video?
There was a video, yes.
Did it involve a pet?
No.
A kid?
No.
Anyone else?
Yes.
OK.
Anyone else has really narrowed it down.
A woman?
No.
A man?
Yes.
We don't
Do you
know
know
if it's
what?
one man or many men.
I happily just watched Judy do this for ages.
Was the thing that went viral kind of a mixed blessing?
Yes.
Got it.
Were you in it? Do we see you in the video?
No.
Was there a famous person in it?
Yes.
So it's a famous man.
OK, you're going to have to write down something. You're going to have to guess what he's famous for. Given the information that you have to make a wild, crazy guess. Good luck. Guz and Sarah, what have you written down?
We've got 2 potential answers.
OK, great.
You stole Tom Cruise's car. Or he's the real Tommy Petrol.
What have you got written down? James, Sarah?
Alex from Glasto. We know that Alex from Glasto wasn't this year, but we think maybe he's grown up. And this is the kid who got on stage with Dave and sang that song.
Jonathan, Judy, save our mystery guest. What have you got?
Well, we think, because I think I recognise you from a photograph I saw at the time, but do you own or do you run, are you involved with the nightclub that there was footage leaked of Michael Gove dancing in?
Yes.
Please, mystery guest, reveal yourself. Who are you?
So I went viral in August after Michael Gove paid a visit to my club night Pipe.
And there was footage of him,
I
wasn't
think
there?
we have some footage that we can show. We can people, here's the inside of Pipe, everyone. Here's Michael Gove dancing to Jungle. So what happened? So it blew up online, didn't it?
Yeah, so there was a few videos circulating by the next day and everyone thought it was hilarious. And then a lot of press interest afterwards just asking how did it happen? Where did Michael Gove come from? And honestly, I couldn't answer that question.
All right, well, this is great to meet you. Give him a round of applause. Round everyone. It's great, man. Let's have a look and see what that's done to the scores. Sarah Pascoe, James Acaster. You're in last place. You got 22.
Oh.
It's not a disaster. Guz and Sarah are just ahead of you with 23. Jonathan and Judy have reclaimed their lead. They've got 27.
Yeah.
Thanks so much to Adam. Join us after the break because I'm incredibly needy and I have abandonment issues. So please, see you in 5. Welcome back to the final part of the Big Fat Quiz. This round is all about the water cooler moments that define the year. Due to lorry driver shortages, 650,000 bottles of wine had to be transported by train. I'm guessing Thomas the absolutely fucking tanked engine. After a lengthy legal battle, Geronimo the alpaca was sadly put down. At least I think that's happened. Now I've said it out loud. I think I might have just had a fever dream. Right, time for the last set of questions. So this is water cooler. This could be anything. What wild scientific claim did Talk Radio's Mike Graham make in an interview with an Insulate Britain protester? It was seen online by 11 million people. OK, next up we've got a question from Bake Off legend Bryony May Williams.
Hi, Jimmy. When I'm baking up a storm in the kitchen, things can get pretty heated. But things got very heated this year on Twitter when the hashtag #FreeCuthbert started trending. But can your teams tell me exactly what was going on?
OK, so Bryony wants to know why the hashtag #FreeCuthbert started trending on Twitter back in April. Have a look at this clip from RTE News back in March. What is this gentleman talking about?
Suddenly I heard...
gas.
What's the question?
What's the question?
What's he talking
What the fuck is that? OK, next it's over to the stars of Downton Abbey, A New Era, Elizabeth McGovern and Laura Carmichael.
Hey, Jimmy. The dining room at Downton Abbey has been no stranger to drama over the years.
But what dining room drama caused Essex aristocracy Gemma the GC Collins to feel sick when she visited a restaurant in October?
How do they even know who Gemma Collins is? They're from olden days. OK, so Elizabeth and Laura want to know why Gemma Collins felt sick after a visit to a London restaurant. Final question in this round. What are these baffled members of the public reacting to?
It looks like a pile of grass.
I'm quite interested to come and have a look at it. It's fairly hideous at the moment, but I have hopes that it will get better.
It looks like someone's dumped a lot of stuff. Fly tipping.
What do you think it looks like? If you were describing it to somebody.
A Teletubbies house. You expect them to come out of there, don't you?
What are they talking about? I think Judy's got it, or something that needs scratching. OK, everyone finished?
Done.
Done. OK, let's have a look. I asked you what wild scientific claim Talk Radio's Mike Graham made while talking to an Insulate Britain protester this year. What do you think he said?
The protester said something, and he was like, no, you can't do that, and it's something you can do.
Guys, Sarah?
He was antagonising this Insulate Britain people, so he told them that global warming wasn't real. And then he made the second outlandish scientific statement, which was that he said Santa weren't real as well, so... it's just waffling, isn't he?
Yeah.
Clutching at straws.
He's OK. What have you got, Jonathan, Judy?
Well, we put that he answered about the guy said something about renewable, you know, and growing wood and used trees, and he said something about concrete. And the guy said, well, you can't grow concrete, and this idiot said you can grow concrete.
I can tell you, Talk Radio's Mike Graham claimed that it was possible to grow concrete. Let's take a look at the excruciating encounter, and I would say that this is footage of Mike Graham. This isn't just I haven't just drawn a face on a toe.
Morning, Mike.
Oh, hello. What are you glued to, Cameron?
Just your screen, unfortunately.
Unfortunately? What do you do for a living,
Well,
Cameron?
I'm a carpenter.
A carpenter, right. So how safe is that for the climate?
Well, I work with timber, which is a much more sustainable material rather than concrete. I also
But you work with
retrofit-
trees that have been cut down then, don't you?
It's a sustainable building practice.
How is it sustainable if you're killing trees?
Because it's regenerative, you can grow trees.
Right. Well, you can grow all sorts of things, can't you?
Well, you can't grow concrete.
You can. See you, Cameron.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah, so that was Mike Graham who said you could grow concrete. Bake Off's Bryony wanted to know why #FreeCuthbert trended on Twitter back in April. What did you think?
This was because there was a rip-off. Cuthbert was a rip-off of the famous Colin the Caterpillar that Marks and Spencer's make, I think, and then various other companies joined it as well. And they all brought out a kind of different version of a caterpillar-based cake.
Colin the Caterpillar, that's the right area. Sarah, James, you got
Yeah,
this?
we did know this one. It was Marks and Spencer's being silly.
Being silly?
Yeah.
About
Because they were
Colin-
like, oh, we're the only people who can have a caterpillar cake with a C name.
M&S has got Colin the Caterpillar. Aldi has got Cuthbert the Caterpillar. M&S sued Aldi. There's also Curly the Caterpillar from Tesco, Cecil the Caterpillar from Waitrose, Charlie the Caterpillar from the Co-op, Clyde the Caterpillar from Asda, and Wiggles the Caterpillar from Sainsbury's. OK, I showed you a clip of this man. He was doing this. What was he going on about?
We've had a guess.
What did you write? A sea monster?
We heard a sea monster.
Sarah, James?
Oh,
we put he saw a walrus.
We just put sorry walrus.
He did see a walrus. That is the story. Yeah.
Well
Guys, Sarah, what did you get?
Well, yeah, we thought it was a sea lion mashing one out by the sea.
Basically, Wally, the Arctic walrus, went on a rampage, travelling 3,000 miles, basically knocking over boats. Take a look.
Wanted to cool down. Maybe he just wanted to cool down. Look at that beautiful cream chair. Beautiful boat.
Oh my gosh.
That's unbelievable. But experts think he's gone back to the Arctic now to find a mate.
Oh.
Of course he's going to find a mate. He's got a fucking speedboat now. He's like... He's an absolute legend. I love it. OK. The Downton Abbey cast asked you what caused Gemma Collins to feel sick after a visit to a restaurant in October. What did you all put?
I should have said their bill, really.
Well, we
Oh,
guessed,
I guessed a vegan meal.
A vegan meal? Quite the opposite. What did you say before that?
The bill.
Oh, that's kind of it. If only you'd
Yeah, that's what I meant. I meant the
Did
bill.
you go to that crazy restaurant, Salt Bay, where they charge you too much money for everything?
What did you say, Gus, Sarah?
Yeah, the bill at Salt Bay's ting.
The bill at Salt Bay's ting is exactly the right answer. Sarah, James, you got this?
Well, when I met Gemma Collins, she was drinking wine and Red Bull in the same glass. And she
All
said,
class, all the time?
Yeah, she said it's good for a cold, so I thought maybe she'd gone there and drank too many white wine Red Bulls.
Yeah, and then she was sick.
I can tell you that Gemma Collins spent £1,450 on a 24-carat gold steak at Salt Bay's restaurant. Have a look at it. Is it coming out? This is it coming out when she was still happy. She hadn't seen the bill yet. Have a look.
Guys, I'm with Salt Bay in London tonight. I cannot wait for that gold steak, baby. 24-carat gold. Whoa. Oh, wow, Salt Bay. Yes. Woo! Yes.
I'm going to do my own thing called Pepper Bay.
Pepper Bay.
Why Pepper Bay?
Because it's black and it can grind. That's me all over.
Right, OK, so I asked you what those baffled people were talking about. There they are.
Yeah.
What were they talking about?
They're talking about the mound at Marble Arch.
Yeah.
You've got Jonathan,
We've
Judy?
got the mound at the end of Oxford Street. I didn't know if
OK,
it was
and
here.
then Gus and Sarah?
Some fucking art. It felt like a really London thing.
It was national news. Have a look at it. That's what they built.
Yeah.
Originally, they said it was going to cost £3.3 million. They spent £6 million on that.
That's typical builders, though, isn't it? They always give you a quote and then it comes in more. They should have expected that.
All right, let's check in on the scores. OK, let's see where we are. Gus and Sarah have 25. Sarah and James have 25. Jonathan and Judy have 30. It is still all to play for. We now have the big, fat question. Here to help me ask it is the star of the biggest TV show of the year. Please welcome the giant murderous doll from Squid Game.
Yeah, goodbye. Fuck that shit. Where did you get that?
Well, I ordered it online and it's the wrong size. OK, I've got 3 questions in this round, so there's 15 points to play for, but the doll's head turns, OK? If you haven't written down your answer by the time the doll's head turns back, you lose 5 points.
Oh, what?
OK, first question. I want the highest grossing movie of 2021 in the UK. Go. Its head's already turning. Quick, quick, quick. You got it down, quick. If you're still writing when it turns round. Jonathan and Judy, you wrote...
We wrote No Time to Die, the latest...
It's the biggest movie in the UK this year. OK. Gus, Sarah, what have you written?
Same.
No Time to Die. Sarah, James, what did you go for?
James Bond.
We wrote James Bond.
The film James Bond?
Yeah.
No.
No, the James Bond movie.
James Bond movie.
I'm afraid we need the title of the film, so 5 points, 5 points, no points. You could still win this, Sarah and James, but you'll need a miracle. OK, you ready with your answers? Next question. I want the UK's biggest album of the year. Need the artist and title.
Did you not say it?
If you're still writing...
I don't know who's right.
Horrible.
Gus, Sarah, what have you got?
Ed Sheeran equals... I don't know. It was a guess.
No. It's the second best-selling album this year.
Oh.
The best-selling album is
Adele, 30.
Adele 30.
Is the right answer.
Okay, so. No, because they all got 5 extra.
Okay, final question. I want the Oxford English Dictionary word of the year. Go. Quick, write something, quick. Jonathan and Judy have lost 5 points.
No, this is an absolute setup. We wrote the thing, it's written.
Yeah, you're dead, so I can't hear you.
Disappointing.
What did you write?
We conferred, that's what you're talking about, and I thought it's either going to be doxing or allyship.
Allyship.
So we went with allyship.
And we wrote it down.
No. Sarah, what do you think the word of the year might be?
Oh, I panicked, didn't I?
Okay, and you've got, Guz and Sarah, you've gone with?
TikTok, because I think everything new and young is TikTok, so I just wrote TikTok.
Like I said, the word of the year was vax.
Oh.
Vax.
Right, well, let's check in on the scores and see who's won the big fat quiz of the year. Oh, I can tell you. In joint last place, Guz and Sarah with 30, Sarah and James with 30. And the winner of the Big Fat Quiz 2021, Jonathan and Judy with 35 points. Sarah, there you go, there's your... Thank you. There's your trophy, enjoy. Well done. That's it, a big thank you to our brilliant panel, special guests, and thank you for watching. That was the Big Fat Quiz of the year 2021. Good night.
For more from the celebs, catch Tom Allen running Rob Rinder in circles Wednesday night at 10 in a star-studded brand new Quizness. And for more from Jimmy Carr, head all 4 way to stream his new quiz show where everything that's mentioned could become a question. I literally just told you. Back here next, Channel 4's Goggleboxing 2021.